Once I've created a place mark and I want to add an image or embed an image into that place mark, there's a couple of things that I need to have. Number one, I have to have the HTML code that allows Google Earth to recognize that I want to display an image. And the second thing I'm going to need is a URL for an image. To get the code, I'm going to go ahead and pull up this Word document that can be found on my teacher webpage. And I see here image embedding. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and select all of this HTML code, make sure it's all highlighted, and I'm going to go ahead and press down the Control button and the letter C to copy it. I'm going to come over to Google Earth. I'm going to go ahead and paste that code in there. Notice that part of that code says paste your image URL here. So that's going to be the second thing that I need to go get is an image. So I'm going to go ahead and go to an image site that is unblocked by the district, and that's picsforlearning.com. In this particular tour, I'm going to be going over biomes. So Pics for Learning actually has their images broken out by categories, and there's one for biomes. So I'm going to go ahead and select that. Several different choices to choose from. I'm going to go ahead and select desert. Now on the directions for embedding an image, it says keep on left clicking on the image you want until you can't left click anymore, and that way we know we're at the base image. So I like this image right here, so I'm going to go ahead and left click on it. And it's going to pull that image up. Now notice it's giving me the mouse is in the shape of a hand, so it's telling me that I could still select it. So I'm going to select that image one more time. And now I know I can't left click anymore. There's a little plus sign, so I can magnify it, but it's not going to take me to another site to get the base source for that image. So at this point, I can right click on top of the image, go down to where it says properties and select that. And it's actually going to give you the URL address for this image. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight that entire URL. And I know it's an image because it has the extension .jpg, which is JPEG. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that. Again, I'm going to press the Control key and the letter C. I'm going to go ahead and select OK. At this point, I have the URL for the image. I'm going to go back to Google Earth. Here is the code to embed that image. And now very carefully, I'm going to select the entire text that says paste your image URL here. I'm making sure not to select those quotes because they're very important. And now I'm going to do, since it's highlighted, I just have to paste that image in there. Now it doesn't allow me to, it does allow me to right click and paste. So I can right click and paste, or I could have pressed the Control key and the letter V. So at this point, there are no spaces between the quotes and that URL. So I'm going to go ahead and select OK. And now when I left click on that place mark, my image appears. If I wanted to put some text along with that image, to edit that place mark, I'm going to right click and select properties. I could go ahead and hit enter to get that image embedding code pushed down, and I could go ahead and type in whatever text I want to be displayed. So this is my favorite cactus. If I wanted to have line spaces in between this text and the image, because if we go ahead and select OK, and view that image, notice that the text and the image are almost connected. If I wanted some space between this text and the image, I can add some additional HTML code that tells it, please put a break here. And that HTML code is, lesser than sign, BR, and then the greater sign. So that is for one break. If I wanted 2 line spaces or 2 breaks, I would simply go ahead and add in another code for a break. I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. View this image, and now notice there is 2 line spacing in between the text and the image. So again, 2 things that we need for embedding images in Google Earth. We need the code, and then we also need the image URL. And once you have both of those in place, in the description box, you will be able to have your image displayed.